In this lesson, we're going to learn about CSS classes. So what is a CSS class? A class allows you to target or to style one or more specific element in your HTML page. To select the element in a specific class, we need to write a period character followed by the name of the class. Another important thing that you have to know is in order to create a class, you need to use the attribute class. So let's go ahead and give it a try. Here, we are going to create an attribute class and we're going to give it a name as my class. Okay. So right now, we just give it a name to this class, but we haven't created a class yet. In order for us to create a class, we need to come here inside the head tag. Sorry about that. I'm trying to make it a little bigger. There you go. And use the style element. Inside the style element, you can add your class by adding the dot character and just type in the name of the class, in this case, which is my class. So now that you're using the class, do you guys remember the selector, then the property, and then the value? So we need to add those property and values. For example, let's say that we want this class to be color, maybe yellow, okay? And let's give it a try. Just to make sure that this thing works, I'm just gonna go ahead and comment it out this external CSS that I have here. So once I just click save, I will go ahead and check on my website and the number 1 should be yellow. And there you go. Now it's yellow. Okay, so let's go ahead and try this one here and make this one green. So I want to use a class for the H1 element, and I can say color green, and then just come here and create a class named color green, open curly brackets and close the brackets, and I want to give it a color green. Just gonna go ahead and just click refresh, and there you go. So as you guys can see, this H1 and this H1 and this is another H1, but they are not all green. Only this one is green. Only this one is yellow, this P tag. Only this P tag is red, because I'm using the class to specify like every element that contain this class follow these CSS rules. That's all I'm saying. Okay, so good practice to use classes is, for example, you can create like a title class, and then when you create your website, you can just put your title to be like exactly what you want, and then like for example the font size, this is another property, and you want to give it a size of 24 pixel, and then we have the wave, which is bold, which is font. This one right here, you can make this bold, or it could be italic. No, I'm sorry. It could be bold, or you can also give it a number for now. Let's just get this like this for now, okay? And this P tag, as you can see, which is just a regular thing right here, just a regular text, I'm gonna go ahead and apply the title class. Okay. Once you do that, I can just come here, and there you go. This one right here, I'm sorry, I thought it was this one, but yeah, it's this one right here. Let me just confirm. There you go. The one is containing the class title. Okay. So as you can see, this one is black, it's bold, and the size of this is 24. Okay. Let me just make an inspect element, right click, inspect. And as you can see the class here. And of course, on the right side, we can see how this class, the property and value for this class. Okay. So now, if you create a website which have many titles or headings, you can just apply this class and everyone will look the same. And then if you have to make any change to that specific title or like to the whole title across your website, you just can come to your title class and make the change there. For example, if I make green, now this one is green. If I want to increase the font size, now it's bigger. The font weight, which is also have other properties, such other values, such as like 400 and 100, which is make it a little bit just tiny and so on. Okay. So for now, I can also leave it like a normal. Oh, I clicked the lighter level. Right. And so on. You can add as many property and value you want for this. You can even specify the font family as well and just give it any font you want from here and other stuff. The good thing about this is, of course, if you refresh the page, it will disappear because it's not part of it. It's not safe on your code. But one thing that you can do is you can just go ahead and copy the whole thing here and then just go back to your code. And instead of having this, I'm gonna just go ahead and paste the code. And as you can see, it's the same, whatever I wrote there, and just delete that. And there you go. Whatever you just did here right now, and you were like playing with it and you like what you see, now it can come true. It could be safe on your code after you copy and paste it inside your code. So this is all for classes. As you guys can see, it is very comfortable to work with it. You just create a whole bunch of classes and you just give it a title. I mean, by the way, you just give it a name, but it doesn't mean that you need to go ahead and just create a class for every tag. It just depends on what you're trying to do. Okay. So it's not like you need to go ahead and just create a class for every p tag and then just apply to it. You don't have to do that. But again, if you have to, then you do it. But if you just have every paragraph within your website to be the font size of 12 pixel, you just can come here and say, I want every p tag to be font size 12. Okay. And or you can also say your body could be also font size 12, which is everything within this will be 12. But again, you can just specify other size for other stuff, such as the H1. And of course, and again, if you're using titles and every H1 is a title, then yes, for every H1 that you have, then you type, you use the attribute class. Why? Because I'm assuming that every H1 that you have in your code, it will become a title. Okay. After that, you can use H2, H3 for other stuff. That's okay. It doesn't affect this thing, but again, it just depends on what you're trying to do. As we were talking about the external CSS in the last lesson, yes, you can just go ahead and just uncomment out this part here and then just type this or copy, I would say, and just paste everything here in your CSS. in your style.css, and I just make this p tag, and it will work. It's the same thing, because again, remember that this is trying to say is like, hey, bring every CSS rule from style.css and add it in here. That's all they're saying. Then you click refresh, nothing changed, everything stays the same. If you click here, you guys see this in this bar here on my inspector element. I have a link here. I'm sorry about that. I have a link here, which is external CSS. But when I come here, it's showing me everything that I have here, right? But you know why? Because it's still not saving the file. So I don't know what just happened. Let me just go ahead and just click save this one and click save this one just to make sure. And now it's still the same, but now you can see the link. Okay, and now you don't see my whole CSS thing. Okay, CSS is not like a private thing. It's not like, oh my god, it's so private you can see it, and that's why it's inside a link. Because it's still, when you go ahead and just you right click here on this part, you use this, and then you just like specify the specific element. Like for example, this element right here, which is the pic tag, it will tell you everything that you know about that CSS. So it's not like CSS is a secret. It's not like you can hide CSS. I mean, you don't need to. So the reason we're using the link is not because of that. As you can see, if you use the other one, the style element, yeah, you will see everything in here. But yeah, I think also if you click here, let me see. Yeah, if you click there, you will definitely see the whole style thing as well. And again, probably you like something from another page and you probably want to use it. You know, you never know. Yeah, that's it for this lesson. I will see you in the next one.